Hello and welcome back to another JDN video. Thank you for watching, and now we will be looking at the second round of the playoffs. Will the Rockets end up drafting Izzy's replacement, or will they end up trading that pick for a star player to go for a championship? And it looks like Kyrie Irving will not play in Brooklyn, not too surprising because they are rebuilding. And Damian Lillard, it happens every single year, but he does not plan to leave Portland. He could be traded away, but he is not planning on it himself to request a trade. And we will be looking at the Hornets versus Bucks, the Cavaliers, reigning champions, versus the 1 seed 65 win Heat team, versus the Jazz, number 1 seed in the West, versus the up and coming Nuggets team, 49 win 4 seed. And the Lakers, we will be watching them versus the Grizzlies, 3rd seed. Grizzlies versus Lakers. The Lakers do have home court and will be led by the 40-year-old LeBron James and 32-year-old Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is getting there up in age, but he's still in his prime, and he definitely does have to lead this Lakers team, with LeBron being up there in age, 40 years old to be exact. Bronny James also playing on LeBron's team. This might be their last year they'll really get a championship, and LeBron might retire after this year. He said he's going to play with Bronny, or at least play against him. So after this, he really has nothing to play for, and this is really their last year to win a championship. And look at that, John Morant talking trash. The Grizzlies, obviously known for that, has backfired. They did not play good last year, lost to 8 seed in the first round, and this year they can make it to the Western Conference Finals just winning this, and they end up winning game 1. They dominated. They made LeBron feel uncomfortable. Look at that, shooting way too deep, missing, forcing turnovers. So they do win, and they take a 2-1 series lead after they win game 3. So game 4 is very vital. If the Lakers lose, they go down 3-1. If they don't, they tie it up to go into game 5 to play in Los Angeles. In Memphis, they have to win, which will be tough. Jaren Jackson, early 3. They switch. They have Bronny on a 7-footer. Bad play by John Morant, obviously on defense. Not his strong suit. Anthony Davis gonna have to lead the way, and look at that. Highlight play for John Morant, dunking on Miles Bridges. We don't talk about him a lot, and that's part of the reason he has not recovered from the charges incident, the Waukesha incident. But there's LeBron, 40 years old, and he just jumps up there and leads the way to block a shot. Bronny guarding good on John Morant, but Ja has no problem getting past him and just dunks on Bogdanovich. And look at Cameron Whitmore, who made the slam dunk contest from the 3-point line, throws an alley-oop off the backboard with his head over the rim and makes a windmill dunk. And then Anthony Davis gets blocked by Jaren Jackson, but LeBron still fights, still attacks the paint, even though he's getting fouled hard. You know, they're trying to put some wear and tear on him. They're trying to make him get injured. 40 years old is going to be a little bit easier. But look at LeBron at 40. Almost head to the rim dunk, and it's a 3-3 series lead. Game 7 in Los Angeles. John Morant's going to have to back up all that trash talk. And Anthony Davis is injured. He was missing game 6. The Lakers still won, and he got injured in game 5. So it will be tough, but Anthony Davis is playing. John Morant playing very tough defense on Bogdanovich. And hey, at least John Morant is trying. He's obviously not a great defender, but he has been trying. And look at that right there. It looks like Memphis might be running away with this one. John Morant going crazy. Great dunk. And LeBron's frustrated, so he has to go back and attack John Morant one-on-one. Tough foul again. Unathletic layup. He is injured. Hobbling up the field. And the bench player, Tyrus Jones, good 3 over LeBron. It's going to come down to the bench players and the star-studded players to really win this series and to win a championship really in general. Bridges, great shot, great move. Anthony Davis, good lob. Even though he's hurt, he will be used a lot going on into the game, and if they win, then going on into the playoffs. John Morant, tough foul, still talking. Desmond Bane, catch and shoot 3. He's been great all series long, hits the tough 3-pointer. And then LeBron, offensive rebound, doubled, kicks it to AD who is coming in clutch. LeBron fired up, and it's going to come down to the final shot. If Memphis misses, they lose. If they make it, they win. They're down by 2. This can change LeBron's legacy. If they win a championship, that's big. And John Morant gets the ball on the inbound. Can he make it to win the series? He shoots, he fires, and is off. They do not advance. The Lakers are going to the 3rd round, and another disappointment for the Memphis Grizzlies as they lose in 7 to Los Angeles. Another disappointment. The 3 seed is going home, and now we're kicking it to Cleveland and Miami, the 65-win 1st seed versus the 5th seed reigning champs. Can Cleveland somehow complete the upset? You know, the favorites to win the championship is for sure Miami, and then maybe Utah, maybe Los Angeles, maybe Charlotte, and then the Bucks maybe. And this is why the Heat play such great defense, and this Cavaliers team has not really been the same. That Cinderella story has not really shown up like last year. Dwayne Wade on the sidelines cheering the Heat on. He actually played for the Cavs and the Heat. No one really wants to talk about when he played for the Cavs because that was a very bad time. But Donovan Mitchell talking some trash after a tough foul to the big 3 in Miami. He can't do that. If he's going to take the whole team on by himself, that's not going to lead to that championship banner. Hey, they did it before. Can the Cleveland Cavaliers do it again? Can they win another one? Tough shot, one-on-one against Hero. I mean, this Miami team is for sure the most well-rounded team in the entire NBA. Best starting 5 for sure. Kevin Durant went to this Miami team with a purpose to win a championship. And after Game 3, Donovan Mitchell tries to slow down that hope. 39 points to at least win a game. They're only down 2-1. Donovan Mitchell going crazy. I mean, he's always had that capability of being a great scorer, and last year he proved he can lead to a championship, but it was not enough in this series. Miami was too good. Miami ends up winning in 6, 4-2. KD leading the way, 25 points a game. Cleveland's a good team, but man, Miami is just built different. They win by 18 in Game 6. It's just tough to beat this Miami team unless you are a stacked team. They have Jimmy Butler, who is so great in the playoffs, and KD. It's going to be hard to beat them. Next, we have the Charlotte Hornets versus the Milwaukee Bucks. The 2 seed Milwaukee Bucks team versus the 3 seed Charlotte Hornets team. 2 explosive offensive. The Bucks mainly pride themselves on defense, while the Hornets are the fast, explosive offensive team, led by LaMelo Ball and Kendon Ryan backcourt. And look at that man right there, possibly the best player in the entire NBA, Giannis Antetokounmpo. He has been playing absolutely phenomenal, but the team themselves, not really much. His supporting pieces are not the best, but Giannis has been truly the best. He has been playing phenomenal last series, this series, last season. But the supporting cast has not been enough. But can this year change? Giannis fired up. He dominated the Wizards. Can he dominate Will O'Neal when he matches up with him? And Will O'Neal, he did play great. He did, well, I don't know about great, but he 15.5 points a game, 2 blocks, I think 8+ rebounds. He was pretty solid, and he showed some potential to be great. Kendon Ryan struggled early in the series in Milwaukee in Game 1 and 2, 14 points per game. Very steep decrease from his regular season. Drew Holiday, who recently made a all-star replacement, is a great supporting piece, but he has not been too great recently. His defense is still good, but he doesn't score as many points a game as he would like. And Giannis, I mean, he can do it by himself though, especially on that defensive end. Look at that, just stops the fast break by himself single-handedly. And look at that, steals the ball in the inbounds. I mean, he is doing it single-handedly. They forced the timeout. Giannis is just built different. He is a different type of man, and they lead to a Game 1 victory. And after that, even though Kendon Ryan struggled, it is tied up 1-1. And the facts don't lie. The winner of Game 3 in a series wins the series over 80% of the time. Hornets want to win. They are the 3 seed. They are technically the underdogs record-wise. This is a big win. If you win this, you most likely win. Proven by analytics, stats, and look at that. Will O'Neal, second overall pick in this year's draft. That's why MJ chose him. They need the defense. They need the interior presence. They had none last year besides Andre Drummond. That's just not enough to really win you a championship. Look at that. Kadon Ryan kicks it into the paint. Yeah, over Giannis. All right. Will O'Neal, talk to him. People call him Will O'Neal, the Steelt. Wilt Chamberlain's son. Hey, man, they just call him everything. They call him a bucket. They call him the defensive enforcer in the paint. They call him unstoppable, unmovable object. And LaMelo Ball, man, great game for this Charlotte Hornets team. They do win game 3. Charlotte Hornets, they are proving that they are not a joke. They can definitely press on. They beat KD last year when they were on the Nets. They beat Middleton, Kyrie, and KD. People kind of forget about that. That is a very good feat. They did end up losing to the Cavaliers, who ended up winning the championship, but they win this series. They do. They win in 6. The 3 seed upsets the 2 seed, and Hornets will win going against Miami. That's gonna be tough, man. Obviously, the underdog is still the Hornets, but they can win being the underdog. After beating the Hawks, they move on to beat the Bucks. Scoring leaders, Will O'Neal, glad to see him on there. Giannis just playing absolutely phenomenal. Kadon Ryan really struggled, but hey, they still got led by LaMelo Ball to win. Great series for them. Next, we have the Nuggets and Utah. 2 user-created players. You have Cam Johnson and Jameer Ware and Christian Kelly. 3 user-created players matching up against each other, and 2 unstoppable players at different positions. You have the center, Nikola Jokic. Absolutely phenomenal. He's been unstoppable. He's really proven that he's an MVP candidate every single year, no matter what. And then James Harden, he's trying to erase those choker narratives. He's trying to win his first one. This is why he went to Utah, was to make up for those mistakes. At first, people are like, why is James Harden going to Utah? That doesn't really make sense. But they drafted Jameer Ware. I don't know if James Harden had some talks in the draft to, hey, give me a center, give me a shooting, explosive, very quick, agile center, or they just knew what they were doing. But they didn't trade Jameer. They kept him, and it's been worth it. Jameer Ware averaging 19.5 this series, while James Harden averaging 25. Absolutely unstoppable. James Harden has slowed down as a scorer, but that's okay because they have such good depth with Mikal Bridges, Bobby Portis, Derrick Rose, Jalen Smith, Jordan Clarkson, Lauri Markkanen. They have such a deep team that it's okay if James Harden isn't doing all the scoring. And Jameer Ware, of course, the second star, up-and-coming star, maybe the leader in future years. Jamal Murray did play very well this series, and Christian Kelly, he's like a Jordan Clarkson. He comes off the bench, gives you a bucket. Cam Johnson, very agile, very well-rounded defensive player, but this series was led by Nikola Jokic and James Harden. And sadly, Jokic, he averaged 25, 11, and 10, but it wasn't enough because this Utah team is just such a well-engined, is just such a good ran organization. You wouldn't think Utah could really show up, but they are going to the Western Conference Finals once again. It's been a long time coming, but Utah is back in the Western Conference Finals after winning a pretty easy 6-game series. It wasn't as close as you would think. 6 games, and they are going on to play LeBron. Once again, they lost to LeBron last year, so they're going to get some revenge, and they're only 1 series away from winning the entire thing. James Harden, man, he's got everything to prove. This is the first time he's been in the Western Conference Finals since 2018. This is the first time he's been in the conference finals since then. He hasn't been in any conference finals since. And they win in 6, led by James Harden. We'll see what happens. Next, we have free agency talks. Giannis, he could get himself traded. Kyrie clearly does not want to be in Brooklyn. Lillard, even though he said he doesn't want to request a trade, it's not his power. The Blazers could just trade him. Zach LaVine, clearly not happy on the Bulls. They don't really know what they're doing. I think it's just time to blow it up. The Clippers, we have not talked about them the entire franchise, entire time the series has been around, because they haven't done anything. Pascal Siakam, if that man doesn't get traded, that's going to be the most toxic locker room of all time. That man needs to get out just for the Raptors to have a clean state of mind. And then the Warriors, the 14th seed, they were 31-51 this year. Is it time for Steph Curry to hang it up? He's 36 years old. He only averages 24 points a game. He's still quality, but if he can't win a championship, then it's time to hang it up. And he's not going to leave, obviously. You played this long, you're not just going to leave the last 1-2 years of your career. It may be time to hang it up for Steph Curry, the best shooter of all time. And that will do it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. You can join the Discord down below. I'll definitely appreciate you, you may get some secret services, and appreciate you for watching, and peace.